I know you don't have much time, but by the end of this video, I'm going to share 3 ways that you can find more time to give to your relationship. Life can be full on. I get it. Between the kids, the laundry, Netflix, the dentist, and all the appointments, when do you have time for your relationship? And it's really important to start with redefining what sex means to you individually and in your relationship. Sex doesn't need to be this erotic long 2-hour massage with candles, although that is absolutely lovely and I do recommend that sometimes. But simply, we just want to come back into what sex is for you and your relationship. Is that communication and is that connection? Or is that the intimacy that doesn't always need to be penetration? Studies show that couples that have sex just at least once a week have more emotional connection and higher satisfaction in their marriage or relationship. But yet, 1 in 4 couples say they don't have time for sex or they're too busy. So what are you going to choose? And where do we find the time for the intimacy amongst the no time? Firstly, I'm going to start with simply removing the pressure and the need for performance in the relationship or the marriage. You may have just had a baby. You may have just had a new pay rise. Maybe your children have just signed up to a new sports activity. Maybe you've just come back from being on holiday. There is so many external factors that play a toll on the emotional capacity and the stress within our body that affects how we show up in the bedroom. And so I want you to take that into account. What is going on in your life at the moment that may be causing stress, that may be causing anxiousness, that may be fearful, or maybe it's either you, your partner, or your children, or someone around you. Have a look at your lifestyle today and what is really affecting you. And so when you take a look at your life and you remove away the perfectionism, you actually create space for curiosity and play. And, like I said, sex doesn't have to be this 1-hour long experience. We want to start slowly implementing little increments throughout the day that is going to connect you on the emotional level and the physical level, which is also going to support warming the woman's body up before you coming into, let's say, sexual penetration in the bedroom. And to start with this, I'm going to simply give you one of my favorite tips that I share with my clients is the 30-second hug. So when you are coming home from work, or maybe you have your ships in the night passing, maybe in the morning, somewhere throughout the day when you're in each other's presence is giving each other a 30-second hug. We all have 30 seconds. You're watching this video right now. You probably scroll on your phone for 30 seconds or you spend daydreaming in the car before you get out to come into the house. 30 seconds, we all have them. So you can use them and implement for the 30-second hug. What this is doing is creating emotional safety in your body and your partners. You're also building that physical touch and the physical connection. And so gently over time, as this is building more, naturally, you're going to be more attracted to each other and naturally you're going to want to have sex. So right now you don't have the time, but as we go along in this video with these 3 exercises that I'm going to give you, one being the 30-second hug, the more that you implement this, you're naturally going to be having more sex than you were before. Trust me, guys. So we've got the 30-second hug, and the second thing I'm going to share with you is scheduling in quality time. And if this is when the kids have gone to bed, if this is in the morning when the nanny is coming, at any time throughout the day, you can find intentionally 5 to 10 minutes where you schedule time. And by this, it doesn't have to be scheduling time for penetration. It's just simply scheduling time together. And I'm going to take it that one step more here. If you are a busy couple, you're always on the go, not much time to land your feet on the ground, well, if you're always busy, you're obviously always planning and doing stuff. Where within that can you schedule in some time together? And this may look like an hour on the weekend when you've got the babysitter or one of your parents is looking after the children. Like if your calendar and all the doings of life and the day-to-day activities is running your life, why doesn't intimacy get a space in there as well? And there could be a multitude of reasons why you're not having connected intimacy or why you guys are choosing not to have sex. Maybe there's an eruption in the relationship. This is something I work on more individually with my couples. So maybe if that is you, feel free to reach out. I'll pop all my links below. But for the meantime, Implement your 30-second hug and scheduling in some quality time. The thing is with the quality time, it's really important at fun to make it spontaneous. So I don't mean every Friday night booking a babysitter. If you don't have the time and space already, how are you going to just find this every week? What we want to do is maybe once a month is looking at your schedule ahead and implementing this time, but doing it together. Reminiscing on those times on the honeymoon period or when you really had that time, and then scheduling in some time together, time away. Obviously, if you do have kids, I speak a lot about children and families because I do work with a lot of high achieving couples, and generally they all have kids. But if you don't, you're still welcome around here, and I bet you're learning something along the way. And with this time that you're implementing, you're choosing if you want it to be, quick and cheeky or a bit of sensual and slow, allowing you to reconnect in these moments, just like you've reconnected in your 30-second hug as you're coming in, setting this time. And even if it's literally going out for breakfast and talking to each other, sharing how your week was, what this is doing is allowing that emotional connection to be built. And if you're constantly on the go, being in the hamster wheel, you need time to actually just come back, just to chill out, maybe put a meditation or a breath work on, and just simply be in your body. From then, this emotional connection is going to be built, plus your 30-second hug. Like I said, naturally, the more you're implementing these, you're going to want to have sex. I see it in my couples all the time. And a little bonus tip I'm going to throw in there right away now is looking at your woman, if you are the woman watching this, looking and listening to your cycle, even first tracking your cycle. Tracking your cycle is going to show you when you're ovulating, when you are in your luteal phase, when you are going to get your period. So if you know this about yourself the month before, then you know that you're not going to book a date night when you have your period. Obviously, it's just logic because we want to be having that fun. I do have another video on this about why you need to track your cycle and how you can actually come into this a little bit more. So I'm going to link that one at the end because it's really, really insightful. If you're a man watching this video, if your woman doesn't track her cycle, I really invite you to get her onto board tracking this because it's going to help your life so much more. Within the relationship, a woman's body doesn't want to be penetrated every day of the week. And if you're going to book in schedule a date now or book in some time together, you want it to be a moment when you can actually have this juicy fun, not when she's got period pain or when she just wants to be under the covers watching Netflix. Alrighty, so we've got the 30-second hug, we've got scheduling time in advance when you know she's not going to be on her period, and the third one is juicy text messages. And this may sound really basic, but it actually is. How often do you share with your partner throughout the day how much you love them, how much they mean to you, or are you just getting caught up in the mundane routine of life, going from appointment to appointment and not actually having time to feel? And so I really invite you into this. I'm going to pop in below my hottest sex questions, and you can download this. It's free, and in this PDF you're going to get a range of different questions that you can share over text message with your partner. You can also obviously do this in person. I'm talking about text message right now. This is going to start building the excitement and the curiosity, which is naturally going to turn you on. If you think back into your honeymoon phase, you were complimenting each other, you were having yummy sex, you were feeling. And it's just probably that now you're in a moment that the feelings have just been switched off a little bit. So we want to be bringing those back on, and we've done that in a physical way, a logical way, and now the emotional way. So they're the three things that I'm sharing with you: the hug, scheduling, and sexy texting. Sexting. They are all mini sparks, but they really fuel the desire because you're wanting to have more sex, but especially for a woman, if a woman's on her period or if she's in her luteal phase, when she is not wanting to have sex, there's a high chance, but obviously you're going to get upset if you're a man watching this video and you're not having the sex. And so instead, we don't want to just rush balls to the walls. We want to implement these little three things along the way, which is going to support us naturally to want to have sex. I keep saying it that if you implement this, you are naturally going to want to have sex because your body probably at the moment is a little bit switched off. You've got no time. You're always rushing from appointments. But when you actually turn your body back on and start feeling again, it's just, we're human, right? And it's natural. It's what we all want. But of course, you're in your relationship and you want to do this together. So just a little wrap up for you because I know you don't have much time to spend on this. Prioritizing pleasure, not pressure. If you are forcing sex, it's going to push you away more. Instead of just forcing it and needing to jump into the bed at night or when the kids are down, implementing these little things over the day or throughout the next week. Do this for maybe a week or two and then notice how you feel. Look, I'm sharing this video for you, but it's going to take work and it's going to take actually commitment from both of you to be sending messages throughout the week, to be giving your 30-second hug every day, and to schedule in that time. Look at it. If you schedule in that time in a month now from today, how much cuddling, loving, sharing you're going to have. So naturally when that time comes, you're going to want to have sex. And a bonus within this, if you can, I share this with my couple sometimes, is scheduling your date night and scheduling the time that you have together outside of the house. Because when you're in the house, you find the laundry, you find the kids' toys, you need to take the dog for a walk, you're just getting distracted by what's going on. When you're booking time in a hotel outside of the house, you need to worry about that. Finding time for sex is not selfish, it's essential to keep the relationship going. Finding the time can be created when your body is on board. It's not enough for your logical mind to think, oh, we need to have more sex. If your body emotionally, physically is not on board, but the logic is not going to come from it. So you can see we also need 3 parts to make it happen. Yes, sex can be a little bit complex, but this is why you're watching this video, so I can help you along the way. If you've got any questions, pop them below. Up next, I'm going to link that video all about periods, so you can understand how to love your period more, how to use your period more into when you come to and booking those date nights and sexy time with your partner. I'm here, guys. See you next time.